Hello. Good evening. How's everybody? Gonna give people a few minutes here. So tonight we're gonna do two real quick, fast, easy crafts. We're gonna do a beaded Halloween garland. Seems to be the rave. You can put on a tiered tray or on on a doorknob, a cupboard knob, anything to kind of decorate. The one we're doing tonight is going to be one that says trick or treat, but it's a beaded garland just like this. And then we're also going to do a jack-o'-lantern that's like this pumpkin, and he's really cute. He can sit him on your table. I don't know if you can see that, but you can sit him on your table. And the light comes through the little cracks, so it's gonna be cute. And so I already took apart the jack-o'-lantern, but this is what we're gonna use for that. But wouldn't it be so cute for, here's a pumpkin, here's an acorn for fall, or Christmas stuff is coming out. So it'd be cute for them as well. But I'm thinking, a cute centerpiece to sit on your table when you're for Thanksgiving dinner or something like that. So we're gonna start with the garland. So here's the tag. I was going to take it apart, but I think I'm going to leave it just the way it is. And we're making it a candy corn. So we're going to use orange, yellow, and white paint. And then we have our beads, wooden beads. And then I have, these are just skewers for barbecuing. And I took and put a little bit of hot glue on the end so I can put the beads on and they don't fall off. So I'm just going to put 10 beads on 3 skewers. It just makes it easier to paint them. And I'm going to apologize for my voice. Hopefully it won't go out too bad. And I want to apologize for coming on later than I said. We were dog sitting Deborah's dog, our daughter, and they came and picked him up, and we were talking about their hunt. And, I was letting her know how the dog did here at Mama and Papa's house. And we had some horrible, horrible smoke on Saturday because of the fires, and I went out to do a little bit of shopping, and now my allergies are playing havoc. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then I'm using some twine. It's kind of like baker's twine jute for this one. On this one I use regular jute, but this one I'm using this instead. So that's all you need. Wooden beads, you know, some type of design. You know, at Christmas time you could have a snowman, a Christmas tree, a snowflake, and then some variety of ribbon. So first of all, we're going to paint our tag and our beads. But I'm going to make sure I put the colors in the right order. Here. Okay. So I am just using apple barrel paint. I have pumpkin, bright yellow, and then just white. So I'm just going to paint. And they may take a couple layers. I know these ones, I had to do 2 layers. The purple I had to do like 3 to get them all on there. You know, good coverage. For my liking, I mean, you can obviously, whatever your taste is and how dark, bright you want. Depends on how many coats. Well, we'll just, thank you, babe. So it seems like most crafters are wine drinkers. I'm not a wine drinker. I drink a lot of tea. So that's what. So if you let me know where you guys are from. Be sure to, you know, like the video and sprinkle the love. So let me know if you're watching the replay or if you're watching live. And I'm just kind of moving them down, up and down so I can get in between them. We'll just set them over there to dry. Well, let me get a paper towel here. So I can wipe my brush off. Well, I guess I should have done the tag first, but that's okay. We'll go back and do the tag. Now, I have noticed like some colors do a better coverage than others, depending on how bright and dark the color is. So like I said, Saturday we had a lot of smoke here to the point it was, and we were getting ash. It looked like it was snowing, but it was ash from the fires falling down. And we went from around 30,000 acres to over 70 acres overnight. It, just took off. They had strong winds up there by the fires, and they were blowing from the west, and I'm east of the fire. One of the fires. The other one I'm north of the fire. And they were just blowing like crazy. And so now I'm just going to paint this. We're just kind of eyeballing. Eyeballing the tag here. Make sure we get the sides. Before I wash my brush here. So I made this cute project over the weekend. Finished it up today. And I still want to show you guys. It's so cute. But it's a Christmas gift for my daughter. So I can't show you, but it is so adorable. So I just kind of painted the center of the tag there. I'm going to rough paint on the back just to... Okay. So did you guys do anything fun over the weekend? I just went shopping and then I stayed home for the rest of the time on Saturday and Sunday. And then yesterday we had a cold front come in, and now my allergies are just blew the smoke out of here. And yeah, it is. They're playing havoc on me today. So now we're just painting these beads white. And these beads I got from Amazon. You can get like 300 of them. But Walmart has a strand of beads. I don't know how many's on it. It's a 12 feet of the wooden beads for like $5 something. They have red, the small red beads, and then they have brown and a mixture of red and white and a mixture of black and white of strands of beads. So of course I picked some of those up because you can never have too many wooden beads. I'm just moving the beads up and down the skewer so I can get the bottoms of it. And these are just like the barbecue sticks to make kebabs. You can get them for like 98 cents at for a whole package at Walmart. They just make it really nice to be able to hold the beads in place for you, and so you can paint and dry them. So we're going to dry them real fast. You can use a hair dryer, or that's what I'm using, or you can use a heat gun. I just happen to have the hair dryer right here right now, so just going to give them a little dry so we can do the other coat. Okay, most people have a hair dryer, so I just use it on high setting, and normally I use it on high power, but I have tags here. Okay. Now I'm gonna paint the tag, the white here, because I already have it. I'm just gonna go right down that line. And I'm gonna attempt to write trick or treat on here. I should have brought a pencil in, but we'll see how well it does. Or if you have a Cricut machine, you can, or stickers, a stencil, either one will, work, just so you can have the words. You can even, put whatever you want saying on there. You don't have to put anything on there. Just going over these beads again here. Just making sure I have them nice and coated. Okay. Okay, now we're going to go over the orange on our tag again, and then I'll do on the beads again. If you're worried about having straight lines, you can put a piece of tape there, and it'll, give you a guide for your lines. So I'm just making sure the beads are fully covered to my liking. Last coat on the yellow. So did you guys do any crafting over the weekend? I'd love to see what you made. Okay, I'm going to dry this tag before I paint the paint the yellow on there. Okay. So starting next month, we're going to be doing some fall centerpieces for your table for Thanksgiving. We're going to be using some different type of material, like not your common, per se, wood crafting material. We're going to be using something different. And then starting in November, we're going to start our holiday and winter type crafts. And it's so hard to believe that we are in the last quarter of the year. It's so hard to believe. Okay. I think that, let me dry the yellow and see how. I think that's good. So we have our candy corn tag, and I'm just going to lay that over that way a little bit. Remove our paint here. And then we're going to take our twine, kitchen twine. And yeah, I cut it kind of long, but that is for, so we have plenty of room to work with. So now I'm just going to take the beads off the skewers here, so we can string them up here. Okay, so I'm doing 30 beads. I like to do a even number, because then when you go to hang them up, they're even on each side. So I'm doing 30, so I painted 10 of each color. So we start with yellow. Let me do a quick tip here. If you put a little bit of glue on the edge of your twine or jute, whatever you're using, and then kind of twist it a little bit and make it into a point, and helps it feed into the beads a little easier. So yellow, orange, and white. So if there's a particular craft or material or something like that that you would like to see us craft with, let us know. And if I can find it, I'll be glad to, come up with, an idea. We actually have a hard time finding some things, especially at our Dollar Trees. They are kind of a joke. We have to drive to another town to, find a decent Dollar Tree. So we're just stranding our beads on. That's my cat trying to get something out from underneath the door. What you doing, Sugar May? So she wasn't quite fond of having the dog here, but she finally warmed up to him, and they got along and played. And now she was sad when he left, but he's been here for a week and a half. So that was interesting for Mama. I had to get up and take him potty and all of that. And he was so funny because he won't go to the bathroom. He won't poop in my yard. He went pee in my yard, but he won't poop in my yard. So Mark had to take him for walks in the evening so he can go to the bathroom, which we don't know why he won't go here. He goes everywhere else, but he won't go to the bathroom. He won't go pee unless I'm outside with him. Like, Mark can't take him outside to go pee. I have to be the one. So there's our beads. And then I'm just going to set them aside here. And we're going to do a tassel. So I found this at Walmart. It's baker's twine, and it's orange, white, and black. If I can find the opening, maybe I'll just make one. I'm just gonna make one. Okay. I just need, that's pretty much, there's the end of it. That's pretty much all I need. So we got that. We'll set that so we have it. And now we're going to take our ribbon. So I have this just orange and white striped ribbon. I found this Halloween ribbon. It says creepy. It's got skeletons and bones and candy corn. So we're going to be using that. We got pumpkin, some orange gingham and white gingham, black gingham, and then some plaid. So we're going to make the tassel. And so you're just going to cut however long you want. I have these ones. We are making this beaded garland to go on a sheer tray or a your door knobs or like on your cupboard knobs. But we're making a candy corn colored one tonight. And then we're going to make a jack-o'-lantern like this pumpkin that the light, which is hard to see now, will glow through the slits of the wood. That's what we're making tonight. So we're just going to cut our ribbon. You can use fabric and tear the you know, tear it down the side, or you know, for however long and thick you need it. And so if it's a wired ribbon like this one is, all I'm doing is pulling the wires out so they'll lay flat in the tassel. So we'll just cut the, and then for these ones, because they're a little wider, I just cut the, let's see if it'll tear. Yeah, oh, that will even be, yeah, I can't get it to, it started to tear and then it didn't want to finish. So I'm just cutting the wire off of the sides of these ones. And we got that one. All right. So I'm just trying to make it so I have two of each color. You can use any ribbon, any ribbon or any fabric that you may have laying around. Okay, let's get to this one. We're going to do the same thing as we did with the black buffalo check. And we're just going to cut off the edges because I like to have, I guess, texture with my with the tassels. So as you can see on the other one, you know, they start to fray and give you depth and dimensions. So we're just going to cut those off. Just cutting off both sides of them. And then on this big black Halloween fabric, we're you know, I don't think I'm going to use these pumpkins on this one. They kind of just don't, I don't know, I'm not liking them with the, so on this one, I cut down the side because it has a plasticky thing on it that holds the wire in. And then this one I'm not leaving whole. I'm cutting it into 3 strips, and I just kind of eyeball it and cutting it scissor lengths all the way down. And now we're just going to lay however you know, want them. So we're going to start with the Halloween and then just lay the other ones. I don't know if I'm going to use that one either. On top of it. Then we're going to put another Halloween. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay. And then we're going to fold it in half. And then we're going to take one end of our beads and we're just going to loop it through the loop and just let it sit there. Then we're going to take our kitchen twine, baker's twine, and I'm going to leave a little loop here, or a little string, and then I'm going to pull it as tight as I can. Still holding on to that string, and we're just going to wrap it around as many times as you want. And make it as thick and full as you would like. So I'll hold it here in just a second for you. Maybe you can see. So you can see where I wrapped it to give it that. And now on the back, I'm just going to tie tie a knot of them until it stays in place. I did overlap onto the end, but you still want to tie it in a knot. They seem to be the huge rave right now of these tassels and to hang on your doorknobs and cupboards. So, okay, now I'm just going to snip the ends. And there is the tassel, and of course I'll come in and give it a little haircut, and then shake it and pull the pieces all out, and then we're going to pull the jute or the twine, and then we're going to tie a knot in the top of it and pull it. And then you're going to cut the end, but you're not going to cut it all the way down. You can see where I left a little piece. That's because we're going to bring the beads down, and we're going to thread it up through a couple more beads. And that will help hold it in place. There we go. So there is our beads with our tassel. And then to finish it off, well, first of all, we're going to finish our tag. And then we'll finish it off here. I'm going to take my Waverly Antique Wax and give our tag a little dimensions. So I'm just going to take a little bit. I'm just going to add it right to the sides of the tag where the piece, the smaller piece overlaps or sits on the bigger piece. And then I'm going to go around the outer edge. So it kind of looks like that. I know it looks like a hot mess, but we're going to take a wet wipey. If you don't have a wet wipey, you can use a paper towel with water. But being a grandma, I have wipies all over. So I'm just going to take the wipey and distress it a little bit here. Okay, so it's going to just look like that. And now you're going to take your string and you're going to thread it through the hole. You can write your trick or treat on there or whatever you want. I'm going to leave it and I'm going to do from my Cricut machine. So you want to pull your beads kind of tight, but not too tight because you want them to still have a little bit of give. And then we're going to tie the tag on with a knot. Oh, that's too much give. Let me tighten that knot up. There we go. And then you want to do the same thing, leave a little tail. So you can weave it up through the beads. Through one more. So sometimes you have to kind of fuss with it, but it'll go through. Okay. So there is our beaded garland for Halloween. Okay, now for the other project, we are going to use our pumpkin, the little stand that it came on. I just used the hair dryer and got the glue hot and it popped right off. And then I'm using the paint from Hobby Lobby. We're going to use pumpkin, antique gold, artichoke heart, and then this is just a sampler paint tester that I got from one of the hardware stores that I'm going to use to stain my the base. So what we're going to stain the base first. Let me get a paper towel before we start that. Okay. So just kind of spritz your wood with water. I kind of got a lot there, so I just dabbed it off. And then you're just going to paint on your wood. This one actually came with a brush. That's kind of nice. Just paint the top, and then you'll make sure you paint the sides. And because you're put water on there, it's actually keeping it from soaking all into the wood. So that's a plus. And then we're going to come back and we're going to wipe it off. And it's going to give us a antique type stain look. Paint this other side here. Okay, now we're going to take our paper towel and you're just going to wipe it off. And it's going to bring back the grain of the wood. And just kind of stain it. I felt this is a cheaper way to kind of get different color stains. So, it just brought back the wood grain there. We'll just set that aside to dry. And we're going to paint our pumpkin. So we're going to paint the whole pumpkin with this pumpkin orange. And the stem we're going to paint with the green. Probably should have got a bigger brush for this, but that's okay. Just gonna paint, paint, paint. And make sure you get the sides and inside the mouth. I got this from Dollar Tree, if you can still find them. If you're one of the lucky people that have a crafter's corner or a mega, I'm not that lucky here. Where I'm at, I have to drive either south or west to get to a crafter's corner. Just gonna make sure I get the edges here. So next month we're going to be crafting with some wine glasses, some light bulbs, And I forgot the other thing that we're going to be using. Okay. I'm just going to dry that so I can add another coat to him. Then we're going to go back in and add some dimensions, because you know, not pumpkins are not 100% orange. So we're going to give them a second coat here. You know, is there a better time that you guys would like to see us come live? A certain day that's better for you, or the time? I am in Mountain Standard Time. So those in the East Coast are 2 hours ahead of me. Just let us know and we'll see what we can do. Oh, my paintbrush lost a bristle. There we go. And one tip I will give you is if you're painting and it don't seem to be covering, don't keep trying to go and keep covering it up. Let it dry and then go back and add another coat, because it's just going to keep smearing and making it not working. You're just going to get frustrated. Okay, clean my brush. Yeah, I'll use a smaller brush because it's a little. We're going to paint the stem here. And this I should only need one coat because it seems to cover better. And I bring him down into the orange. Kind of like that. Okay. Then I'm just going to take the smaller brush. And we're going to take the Waverly ink again. Their Waverly Antique Wax. You can get this from Walmart. I actually had to go. I have 2 Walmarts in my town, and I had to go to another town to be able to get it. And so I'm just going to come up around the eyes and the edges. Of the pumpkin here. We're going to do the same thing, kind of like what we did on the tag. We're going to take that paper towel and wipe it. And then it's just going to give it that dirty, grungy look like you just picked it from the garden or pumpkin patch. And you notice I'm using the lid of the Waverly. That way you don't get too much on, and you're not wasting by dumping it out. Then I'm also going to take and kind of make like the curves of the pumpkin. Okay, we'll go that way. And then I'm just going to get the same paper towel I used, and we're going to do the same thing, just wipe off the edges. I'm going to get a wet wipey here. There we go. Okay, perfect. And this is what it looks like now. And now we're going to add some of that gold, antique gold that I got from Hobby Lobby. And I'm actually just going to dip the brush into the paint because I need just a little bit. You don't need that much, and you're just going to kind of give it some more texture. Very little on my brush. And then once again, I'm going to take the wipey and just kind of blend it in the curved shape of the pumpkin. So it kind of looks like that. You can't really see it on the camera, but it gives it the different tones to give it, you know, depth and texture. So we're going to dry that. Okay, so now we're going to give it some putting the napkin on it to make it so the light can glow through. What I did is I'm just going to cut a piece of the tissue or the napkin off. These are just yellow napkins I got from Dollar Tree in the fall section. And then we're going to separate it. Be very careful you don't rip the colored part. They're very thin. Just separating that white part off. Now I'm just cutting a piece to fit over all of it. You could cut, you know, individual pieces to, you know, for the eyes and for the mouth, but I'm just cutting it in one big sheet. So it'll fit over like that. And then I'm going to get the Mod Podge. You can get this from practically any craft store. I have gloss, but you can get matte. A good tip for Mod Podge, little goes a long way. Little is more. Less is more. Okay, so all I'm going to do is dip my brush in, and I'm going to paint around the eyes and the mouth so we can attach the tissue paper to it. Make sure you get the little teeth so the tissue will stick to that. Okay. And then we're just going to put the darker side of the tissue facing the front of the pumpkin. And I'm just going to kind of spread it around. Then I'm going to go back anywhere that didn't get stuck and really make sure those edges are down. Make sure that the teeth are really adhered. There we go. Make sure the edges are nice and secure. So then that's what he looks like. Too stinking cute. And I'm just going to dry that Mod Podge here And I'm just using my hair dryer. I think some of the Christmas standing up things that they have at Dollar Tree would be really cute like this. I'm just making sure it's dry so I can flip it over and it not stick to my table here. Okay. Just going to take the paintbrush here that had some orange paint on it and get that Mod Podge that came out in the corners here. There we go. It'll dry clear, but you don't want the big globs there. Okay. So then we're going to get some raffia. I have this yellowish looking one that it came in a bundle with 3 colors, orange, brown, and this yellow from Hobby Lobby in their fall section. And I'm going to cut a little piece off so I have it to tie. And I'm just going to fold it and fold it and fold it in half and keep folding it until I get the size of a bow that I want. And I'm just going to take this other raffia that I cut off and just tie it in the tie it in a knot in the back, in the center. Let's see, there we go. Pull it tight. And then when I just make a raffia bow like this, I cut the ends to kind of match the other ends of the bow. And I'm just cutting the loops. Breaking up some of these thicker pieces here, crunching it up, making it nice and cute. You know, on raffia, some of it comes wide, and then you have some really thin pieces, and I'm just kind of making the thicker pieces into thin, just by pulling them apart, running my fingernail down through them. Okay. And then where I have the knot in the back, I'm just going to attach it to the, right at the stem. Hold it down there. And I'm getting my rubber. This is just a makeup applicator from Dollar Tree. It's rubber, so when you get hot glue on it, it just wipes right off. Let me fluff up my bow here. So there's with raffia. Now we're going to add some moss to it. I'm using some Spanish moss that I picked up at Dollar Tree in their floral section. And I'm just going to put some glue down along the base of the pumpkin. and lay this moss so he looks like he's in a field. And if you think you have too much, just pull some off. You can always add more on. I'm just making sure that the ends over here are glued down. So there is the pumpkin. Now, all we have to do is attach it to our base that we painted. So I'm just going to put glue down one side. And center the pumpkin on the wood so he can sit up. Just making sure he's nice and secure on there. But ain't that so cute? I'll turn the lights off here so you can see him glow. So you can so on this pumpkin, you know, I had that little light like that, or we've also had him sitting back there. So let's see if I turn these lights off. You can see him. Let me turn the big light off. There you go. Now you can see him glowing. Now wouldn't that be so cute sitting on a table? And here is the other one that we made earlier. So see, you can use different shapes. You know, it'd be real cute with the Christmas tree and having each little different spot on the tree, you know, a different color of napkin. Aren't those too cute? So, there we go. So to recap on this one, this is just a Dollar Tree stand that I painted. I glued a piece of napkin that I took apart on it, raffia, some moss, and then just added a little candle behind it to glow. And then our bead, our tag came from Walmart. I'm going to put Trick or Treat on it from my Cricut, just wooded beads that I painted, and a little tassel that we used out of different fabrics. So cute little craft that we did today. So let me know if you liked it and if there's something you want to see in particular you want to see. And we'll work on it next month. Like I said, we're going to be doing Thanksgiving fall type centerpieces that you can have on your table for Thanksgiving. And then starting in November and December, we will be doing winter and Christmas decorations. So Hope you guys have a great rest of your night.